Good morning. Tyrone and Cynthia Temple seem like an ideal couple. They're young, up and coming, and looking forward to having children. But three miscarriages have left Cynthia emotionally frail. And when her father shows up for a long awaited reunion with his girlfriend in tow, things go from foul to foul play. The play is very much an emotional roller coaster for the audience. The show deals with situations of mistaken identity, time lapses, and hidden motivations. It's set in 1937 in the quaint city of Alene, Idaho. The Fallen in Alene, a psychological mystery by Wayne Erreca. Time period, it is the summer of 1937. The story takes place within the community of Alene, Idaho, in the cozy home of Cynthia and Tyrone Temple. Act 1, Scene 1. It is the early morning of August 3rd, 1937. The lights rise slowly, revealing the cozy atmosphere of a den, comfortably arrayed with antique chairs and a small table next to the window, which is draped with beautiful deep fold curtains. A small fireplace with a wood mantel is showcased upstage, adorned with ornate vases and stylish clock. Unique pieces of artwork cover the walls, and a floor-to-ceiling bookshelf. In the corner of the room is a 1933 RCA radio. Sitting atop a rich oriental carpet is a luxurious sofa. Entering the den is Cynthia Lynn Temple, the 30-year-old wife of Tyrone P. Temple. They have been married for 7 years and are childless. Cynthia is wearing a luscious red robe and is carrying a small china teacup filled with coffee. She moves to the sofa and sits reading a letter. She rises and walks to the table by the window. In a reflective mood, she picks up a picture frame, staring at it. Tyrone Temple enters the den. He is 36 years old, with a mousy appearance, wearing small wire spectacles over narrow, squinty eyes. His attire is a blue pajama with a green satin robe. Hold that pose.
Ty, don't.
The light, how it cascades over your face. You're as beautiful as the day we met.
You're a hopeless romantic.
Does it bother you that I find you attractive?
It embarrasses me. I'm sorry, but it's how I feel. Would you be a dear and bring me more coffee?
Tyrone picks up her teacup from the table and proceeds to leave the den, but stops short of the doorway. Your doctor encourages you to respond more freely to affection.
What I need is more coffee, not a lecture.
Tyrone departs from the den. Cynthia moves slowly to the fireplace and once again lifts the picture frame and stares at it.
Oh, Papa, we're looking forward to seeing you so much.
Tyrone enters the den carrying the teacup of coffee to Cynthia. Who?
Must you be so nosy?
Weren't you talking to me?
No, I wasn't.
No crime in talking to yourself. I mean, everyone does.
What are you implying?
Just when people are alone, they often
I'm not crazy. If that's what you're suggesting.
I know you're not, but...
You should think before you speak.
You're jumping to conclusions. What I was saying...
What are you saying? Do you realize how you invade my privacy?
Cynthia, is this really necessary? I think this whole matter...
You think? What do you think? Better yet, who cares what you think? I think you forgot to put cream in my coffee. That's what I think. Do you think you should return to the kitchen and do it right?
I thought I prepared it like I normally do.
You thought wrong. Start by doing the little things right first. Then talk to me about what you think.
Tyrone takes a teacup from her hand and proceeds to depart from the den. He stops short, facing her. I've never understood why your cruelty magnifies itself only to those whom love you most. That's what I think. Tyrone departs from the den. Cynthia moves slowly to the table and sets the picture frame back in its place. She moves to the sofa and sits, reaching for the telephone on the side table. She dials the operator.
Good morning, Emma. Making lots of connections this morning? No. The tourists must be out boating on the lake instead of placing calls to the city. Yes, Tyrone and I will be in town at the social. We're looking forward to seeing you and Charles. Emma, I don't mean to cut this short, but I'm in a slight rush at the moment. Can you put me through to Paul? It's rather urgent. Thank you. Talk to you later.
Tyrone enters the den with her teacup plus one for himself. Cynthia motions him to set the teacup of coffee on the side table. He then moves to the window, looking outside. Have her tell Charles I won't be fly fishing this afternoon.
Shh.
I don't want him thinking...
Morning, Paul. Did I wake you? Couldn't sleep? Me too. Tossed all night. Has Samantha reached you yet? Where is she? This is important. Please find her. Just check the usual places. I can always count on you. Make sure you reach me when you find her. And don't forget to shave. First impressions are everything. Thank you, Paul. Bye.
Cynthia shows signs of stress as she hangs up the telephone and begins to sip her coffee. Binging again?
I don't want to discuss it.
Are her degenerative appetites running away with her?
Paul is handling the problem.
She constantly disrupts our life without the slightest remorse.
Have you forgotten you're expected at the office this morning?
My patience is worn thin. Her behavior is atrocious and is an embarrassment to our family.
I'm getting a headache. Please bring me a couple of bear tablets and a glass of water.
What about Samantha?
I haven't the patience to delve into what you think about Samantha. My head is splitting and I need you to bring me some tablets.
You treat her as if she were a yo-yo. I suggest we cut her strings and be done with her.
What happens to my sister is none of your business. Don't ever step your boundaries.
Tyrone stands motionless, allowing the flare-up to subside. Is the bear still in the cabinet over the sink?
Yes.
Tyrone somberly walks from the den. Cynthia sips from her teacup, sets it on the side table, and moves to the radio. Cynthia returns to the sofa and picks up a cigarette from a small wooden box atop the side table. She places the cigarette between her lips and strikes a lighter with her other hand. She stops short of touching the flame to the tip of her cigarette, but instead holds the flame underneath the bare skin of her wrist. Her face contorts slightly as she endures the pain. Tyrone enters the den carrying a glass of water and 2 bear tablets. Cynthia! You promised!
Don't go there, Ty. Just bring me the bear and leave me alone.
It nearly split us apart before. I'm not sure I can handle it again.
My head is splitting.
Do you think ignoring it will make it go away? Is it that simple, Cynthia?
As easy as exhaling unwanted smoke.
What about our personal investments?
Nothing an attorney can't untangle.
I'm talking about our emotional tie.
You'll have to go that road alone, Ty. If it can't be deposited in a bank, it holds no interest to me.
What happened to you? It's because we can't have children, right?
Oh, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
When we discovered it was impossible for us to have children, you collapsed into a 2-month depression. Had it not been for Dr. Brown, who knows where you would be today?
Oh, women suffer trauma all the time. Stop making it sound like a heinous crime.
It took 2 weeks to pull you out. 2 weeks. Your mind was in a digressive state. What troubles me most is how you refuse to acknowledge its severity.
Oh, you make it sound so much worse than it really is, are you?
You slip in and out of denial as effortlessly as smoking one of your cigarettes.
Oh, now you're playing the doctor.
Absolutely not. I'm your husband.
Oh, you're like every other man who comes into my life, offering nothing but pain and lies.
I'm not your father.
Oh, how dare you bring him up? What the hell do you know?
Only what you shared. Don't ever confuse me with him. In your own words, what he did to my mother, I will always hate him. Whatever possessed you to open the door to him is beyond my comprehension.
I won't listen to this. You have no right throwing him in my face.
I have every right. I've endured countless stories of how dreadful he is. You forced him upon me.
Oh, you always been free to go.
Why? Why do you insist on pushing me away? Cynthia stands motionless as she looks out the window, smoking her cigarette. Seconds pass as Tyrone awaits her answer. Answer me, Cynthia!
If you're not careful, you'll be late for work.
I had hoped you would trust me with your feelings. But as always, you conveniently slip away.
Paul and Samantha will be joining us for dinner this evening. Will you be dining with us?
Naturally. I wouldn't want to upset our family's delicate balance. Tyrone walked slowly from the den, leaving Cynthia smoking her cigarette as the lights slowly dim to black.